We continue to discuss the issue of the multi-million US dollar fraud perpetrated against Usain Bolt in Jamaica. Earlier on Wednesday, the country's finance minister, Dr. Nigel Clarke, voiced his disgust at the situation.
Like all Jamaicans, I am in shock and feel a profound level of anger and disgust at the alarming and evil fraud that has allegedly been committed at Stocks and Securities Limited, and which is a source of public discussion and anxiety at this time. At the same time, I have great confidence in the investigative authorities to unravel all aspects of this and bring all perpetrators to justice. At this time, it's tempting to doubt our financial institutions, but I would ask that we don't paint an entire hard-working industry with the brush of a few very dishonest individuals. Jamaica is the leading financial center in the English-speaking Caribbean, and we will do everything in our power to protect Jamaica's position in this regard.
And then this statement, it didn't come over the signature of the BOJ governor, but obviously he had to endorse it for it to be sent out. It says, the Bank of Jamaica takes note of recent reports of alleged fraud involving financial institutions. The central bank is concerned about these developments and their potential to negatively affect confidence in Jamaica's financial system. Bank of Jamaica gives the assurance that it's supervised the deposit-taking institutions, commercial banks, building societies, and the sole merchant bank in Jamaica remain adequately capitalized and liquid, and that all deposits in these institutions remain safe and secure. The central bank's ongoing regulatory oversight remains rigorous in relation to financial institutions supervised by Bank of Jamaica, namely Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica Limited, Citibank, NA, First Caribbean International Bank Jamaica Limited, First Global Bank Limited, JMB Bank Jamaica Limited, JN Bank Limited, National Commercial Bank Jamaica Limited, Sagicor Bank Jamaica Limited, Scotia Jamaica Building Society, Victoria Mutual Building Society, and Cornerstone Trust and Merchant Bank Limited. These institutions, the BOJ says, are required by law to have all their assets and liabilities recorded on balance sheet. So yeah, that's the Bank of Jamaica speaking there. Now the crucial thing is this. The regulator in Jamaica of the financial sector is the Financial Services Commission, FSC. They have been prominent in the news because people have been asking about oversight, especially in the light of a report which says the FSC was aware of discrepancies at Stocks and Securities since 2017 and had issued a string of directives for the financial institution to get its house in order. The Financial Services Commission is leaning on a poll, Mariah, that at the best of times is a good poll to lean on as we consider what has happened to Bolt and Company, because they're saying when these things happen inside institutions, we can't, at the first instance, go to the public with it, because that will damage confidence in the institution in question. It will damage confidence in the financial system by extension, and not just investment banking industry, but in the commercial banking sector as well.
Panic.
And it will create panic. And as one commentator put it, and I agree, I don't want to quote other commentators, but this one is good. Confidence is the oxygen of the financial sector. Confidence. You have to have confidence. So they're saying if they had gone public with news of difficulties, people would have run in and demanded their money, and that would have been bad for the entity and everything else around it. That is true. But the reason these jobs are difficult, you have to balance the public's interest. What about you, the customer, who have your life savings deposited? What about me, who have my life savings deposited? At what time do you think it is prudent for me to know that there's something amiss and that I should see about the dollars that I have invested with you? And that's the eternal yin and yang, the balance that the FSC appears to have failed to strike in this SSL situation, which is why Bolt and so many others are fuming right now. And if you think Bolt is rotten wealthy and this is not affecting him, you're wrong. I've never seen Bolt post cryptic messages to social media. He has been doing so.
Yeah, I looked at his Twitter today.
Putting posts with dark lyrics about preying evil and all of those things. And almost like one man against the world. He feels embattled. And it doesn't matter if Usain Bolt has enough money, has money like sand on the seashore. The fact of the matter that his money is his to do as he wants with.
Yes.
And the man should not be facing this situation now. Neither should any of the others who have been fleeced at Stocks and Securities Limited. This is an injustice. It is wickedness by any measure.
Yeah, definitely wickedness, to put it that way. And earlier today, there was a press conference with FSC. George, I tried to tune in. Of course, the audio, I couldn't hear anything. Because, of course, I would have loved to be able to hear the press conference, to know, some of the questions the reporters would have had, some of the answers, just the direction in which we're moving with this particular case. But to no avail.
And you're very right to bring that up, because it was a disgrace again. The Financial Services Commission, the biggest press conference in their history, the biggest fraud in Jamaica's history. They didn't contract SportsMax to broadcast the press conference for them with our superior technology and everything. They didn't choose any of our competitors who are also good in class, SportsMax best in class in that area, but they didn't choose anybody else who was good in class to do it. They chose to do it ramshackle, and it was a disgrace because the audio failed, the video failed, everything failed, yeah? And it didn't reflect well on the commission in this moment when you're communicating about the most serious fraud case in the country's history. I don't know. The next 48 hours are going to be important. By the time we are here on Friday, there'll be a big development to report in the case, I'm predicting. All right?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we get some sort of, ease, because the entire country is panicking. And, of course, everybody else is looking on at Jamaica to see what's happening. Well, in our next segment, we'll be discussing West Indies cricket. Test captain Craig Brathwaite wants his team to show fight on their tour of Southern Africa. Nikhil Uttamchandani will join us to discuss the main talking points from a press conference on Wednesday. And later, we'll make a link with our team in Florida as they cover two Caribbean teams, one from Trinidad and Tobago and the other from Jamaica in the Casa Youth Soccer Classic. Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news and entertainment.